the Enforcer.
You're called Enforcers, Gordon. I sell women's shoes.
And the Stallion.
Stallion, baby! I am not what you would call a handsome man. I'll kick you in the nuts and you'll smile at me and like it. Oh, nice!
Welcome to another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, where we are not having any technical issues whatsoever. But welcome to the show. We are here, the Stallions here, the Enforcers here, but more importantly, we are here once again joined by Green Ant, Shakara's own resilient rookie. Welcome back to the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, my friend.
Thank you. This is twice in a week.
Twice in a week. And listen, today we're gonna talk about the NXT Takeover Chicago. We're gonna talk about Money in the Bank, but first, I want to talk about your weekend, Green Ant. Last time we spoke to you, you were about to share the ring with a pioneer in the independent scene, a certain Colt Cabana. I got a chance to watch the match. I want to hear your thoughts on it before I say anything. I want to hear you, Colt Cabana, the Johnny Kid Invitational over the weekend. What did you think of that match?
Oh, what an amazing time for myself. Crazy to me to be at this stage of my career and face Colt Cabana and tie him up in a few knots he wasn't expecting. That was quite the learning day for me and him.
I got a chance to watch the match, and I want to say from the beginning, it looks like he took you a little bit lightly. Is that fair to say?
It feels like it, but I'm sure towards the end he decided that taking me lightly was not the way to go.
That's for certain. I mean, like you said, you tied him up in a couple of knots, but I think most importantly, most impressively, the crowd, Colt Cabana, fan favorite, everybody loves Colt, boom, boom, boom. The crowd was behind Green Ant, I would say 3/4 of the way through the match, and to me, I think it was just a case of experience, and that's really it. But, I mean, you hung toe-to-toe, with Colt Cabana it was, about a 10, 12-minute match, I would say?
I think the official time was 10:15, 10:18, which is certainly no easy feat to do when you're in there with a man like Colt Cabana.
That's for sure. And I think, like you said, so young in the career, made your debut, 5 months ago, February?
February, yep.
And now here we are 5 months in, you're wrestling Colt Cabana. The sky is the limit. And right now we're going to harness that knowledge, I feel like, and we're taking that on and we're taking that forward.
Absolutely.
What's next? What's next for the Green Ant?
What's next for the Green Ant? Well, coming up on my schedule, if we're going, that's what's next. Scranton, PA, PPW Wrestling, the 23rd of this month. But if we're looking long-term, I'm looking for King of Trios. I'm looking to find myself a third. Hopefully Worker Ant comes and joins us, and let's go all the way to King of Trios.
That would be fantastic. I mean, if Worker Ant's not looking, to join, we have Officer Magnum. Let's not count out the importance of Officer Magnum. He's a great third wheel.
He will certainly be a welcome addition to this team whenever he would like.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I want to congratulate you on an awesome match with Colt. Like you said, he definitely, he started out in a joking Colt Cabana-esque manner, and then, halfway through the match, he had a serious game face on because the Green Ant showed him what's what, and the power of the Ant and Chikara Wrestle Factory. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. You can't take us lightly over here.
Well, that's for sure. And, he learned the hard way. But so spoke about the Green Ants weekend. Now let's get to this weekend, WWE, NXT. They got like 12 shows in a row, 46, 47 hours of programming. It looks like. I think Money in the Bank starts Saturday afternoon at like 1:00 now. It's a 36-hour show. They got, every week seems to be there adding more matches. This one, Joe, what's the start time on this one? 7:00, 6:00?
I think that the NXT show is an 8:00 start. That's what I'm going with. But the Money in the Bank is a 7 p.m. Start on Sunday night. So get comfortable, get some caffeine going, because that's what you're probably going to need on Sunday for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, well, let's start with NXT. It's a little bit easier show to get through. Joe, I know you said you have the schedule, the match card up, so we'll let you MC it. Money in the Bank. Speaking of Colt Cabana, Money in the Bank comes to us from Chicago, home of Colt Cabana, home of the recently not victorious CM Punk. That's
he was batting 50% that weekend.
That's right.
Mean, not guilty, not victorious.
I mean, what's more important? Personally, I would take the not guilty in the courtroom.
I agree. That payday was a lot better than whatever UFC payday would have been.
I think they said he something $5 million at Dr.
40 was around what I was hearing. That's crazy to me.
And actually, during your match with Colt Cabana, there was a not guilty chant. I thought that was awesome too. It was a big weekend for Colt Cabana. Not guilty, wrestling the Green Ant back to Chicago. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Joe, let's kick us off. What's the opening match on NXT Takeover Chicago?
Well, I don't know what the opener will be. There's 5 matches, so I'm just going to go. I'll go bottom to top here on Wikipedia. So the first match that's listed is the women's championship match, which is Shayna Baszler against Nikki Cross.
Green Ant, let's start us off. What do you think? Shayna Baszler, Nikki Cross.
I've got Shayna Baszler on this one. Nikki Cross, to me, is too much of a little bit of a wild card. She can't focus in on that championship.
I don't want to come out the gate disagreeing with you, but I'm gonna say Nikki Cross. I think I'm a big fan of Sanity. I wish they were. I mean, Sanity. I don't know if anybody's seen them or the Authors of Pain. I don't know if I haven't seen them in months, but I'm a big fan of Nikki Cross, and I think it's time we're building some challenges for Shayna Baszler. I know they signed the other 2 horsewomen, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. So I don't know, horsewomen I say in quotes. But I don't know if they're looking some long term for that. But I'm pulling for Nikki Cross on this one.
All right.
I'm going to go with Shayna Baszler too. If I'm definitely going with Green on this one. Way too soon for her to drop the title after she just won it. So I'm gonna stick with Shayna on this one. So the next match on the card is Ricochet against the Velveteen Dream.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Ricochet hurt himself over the weekend, Joe?
I believe that Triple H debunked that on a conference call this week and said that he would be ready to go on Saturday. So I don't know how injured he is in reality, but when the H's says he's good to go, I'm going with that. So
okay. Well, my money is Ricochet. I think Ricochet all the way. I think it's too early to have him lose on such a big show, and I'm a huge fan of Ricochet, and I'm sure they have some long-term plans for him. And, nothing against the Velveteen Dream, but I just think it's Ricochet's time right now. Joe, what do you think?
I'm also going to agree with you and go with Ricochet. I think this is his second takeover. The first one was that ladder match that he had, which he did really well in. I think that just based off the story, I think with Dream turning on him in that handicap match, I'm going to say that Ricochet gets some revenge and gets the win.
Green Ant, what do you got?
Well, I'm making it a perfect 3, but for a different reason. I just saw on my Twitter feed, Ricochet did a tug of war with a lion, baby lion. And I don't see Velveteen Dream out there doing tug of wars with lions to prep.
That's a good point. I mean, he did hit a savage elbow off the top of a ladder, but ladder's not a lion. So
ladders hurt. Lions, that's strength training.
Ladders hurt, lions kill.
Yes.
All right, so we're 3 for 3 on Ricochet.
So next we're going to go to the tag team titles, which is Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Green Ant, something you need to know about me. Red Dragon, my favorite tag team of all time. I am a huge Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong fan. However, it pains me to say, maybe just going with my heart here, I think Oni and Danny Burch are going to take the titles from the Undisputed Era, mainly selfishly, so Undisputed Era can win them back at NXT TakeOver in New York, which I'm going to be at. So for this one, I'm saying Oni and Danny Burch.
Very interesting. See, I'm going with you as well because Oni likes the point. Danny Burch likes to do the number 2, which is one finger away from the point. I like my guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Joe?
I don't really have any good logic for this one, but I'm just going to go with the champs. I feel like I don't know. Feel like Birch and Oni are an interim feud to get them somewhere else. I'm not sure what that'll be. Maybe the War Raiders or something like that. But I'm going to stick with the champs on this one. So I'll go the opposite and go with the Undisputed Era. Let's go for the title match. It's Aleister Black against Lars Sullivan.
Green Ant, kick us off. What do you think?
Aleister Black on this one. You might be strong, Lars, but you take a spin kick to the face.
So I'm going to go with Aleister Black as well. I think it's too soon for him to drop the title, and I think that as big as Lars is, this is not a spot for him to win the title. So I'm going to say that Aleister Black wins. What do you got, Mikey?
I agree with you completely. Another 3 for 3. Aleister Black is one of the best things in NXT right now, and Lars Sullivan, he is new. He is a monster, but I think they have long-term plans for Aleister Black. So let's go with Aleister Black.
Sounds good. So the last match on the card is a Chicago street fight, a rematch from the last Takeover, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm here. Everybody is saying Candice LeRae is going to turn on Johnny Gargano. And I don't believe that's going to happen because I believe in the power of love, Joe Green Ant, and I believe in Johnny Gargano. I think Johnny Gargano wins the street fight in impressive match of the year candidate fashion, and I'm going with Johnny Wrestling.
Oof, I'm on Ciampa on this one. I feel he's got nothing else to lose. I mean, you lose to Gargano last time. You can't come back and lose again. You got to come out swinging in a Chicago street fight.
I agree. I'm going to go with Tommaso Ciampa as well. I think that I'm not sure if they're going to do a third match in this series. I kind of hope that they do. So I think that Ciampa will win this one, and maybe we'll get a rubber match maybe at the next Takeover. So that is Takeover Chicago, my friends. So if you want, I'll just jump right into Money in the Bank because there's 10 whole matches for us to predict. So
10 matches for Money in the Bank?
10 matches. Well, it starts at 7, so these shows are going to be, stretch it out because get comfortable. So let's go with, I believe, what the pre-show match is going to be, or at least one of them, which is the SmackDown tag titles, the Bludgeon Brothers defending against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Wait a second. There's 10 matches, and the tag team titles are on the pre-show?
I believe that is what I heard this week. I'm sure that's subject to change, but I did see that was the pre-show match, or the one of the ones that was listed as pre-show match. So yes, let's start there.
That's brutal. I guess when you have 400 titles, though, one of the titles is bound to be on the pre-show. Bludgeon Brothers. Plus, because did you see what Luke Harper tweeted about Carl Anderson's hot Asian wife? Did anybody see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he asked Carl Anderson if his hot Asian wife was going to be there. And I thought that was fantastic because that's probably the most personality we've seen from Luke Harper in WWE. But I'm a big fan of them, and I think they have the titles for a little while longer. So I'm going with Harper and Rowan. Green Ant, what do you got?
I'm with the Bludgeon Brothers. When Harper was down here in Chikara, I've talked to a few guys that have wrestled him, and they say he'll kick your face off, and I believe them. So, Bludgeon Brothers it is.
When he actually when he was down there in Chikara, did he not wrestle Claudio Castagnoli in a cage match?
He certainly did.
I knew it. That's where I saw that match from. That was a fantastic match between the two, and that was when I started becoming a huge fan of then Brody Lee. So that's awesome. A little bit of trivia. Look at that. On that Long Wrestling Podcast is bringing the news today, baby.
Bring it around.
I'm going to go with the Bludgeon Brothers as well. No reason for them to lose it here. I think it's, again, they're probably going to go on to a different feud shortly after this, so I'm going to say they keep the tag titles. All right, so we'll jump into some of the singles matches now.